everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you my foundation routine winter edition. I have really oily skin, however, it is cold now. It's been like 30 degrees outside, and with the weather shifting, I can't do my normal standard things that I would do for, let's say, in the warmer climate. In the warmer climate, either I'm doing like a mattifying powder foundation or just a straight up matte foundation. However, with the season changing, we can't do that. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. The first thing I'm going to do here is prime my face. This is new, so if you're familiar with me, I absolutely love the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. I can't find it in Ulta. I went to CVS, and apparently this is CVS's version of it, so it's Beauty 360, and it's called Makeup Perfecting Face Primer. This is what it looks like on the inside here, and it is legit the same thing. I like this because it's not super mattifying to the point where my face feels tight. It just kind of blurs the pores and it makes my skin look really smooth, just like with the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base. So I kind of skip out on doing anything mattifying at all whatsoever. My skin isn't like, I still wouldn't consider my skin dry in the cooler climates. It's still oily, but it's just not as oily. It's not as amped up. Alright, after I get that on, I really like to focus it in here. This is the area where I have the biggest pores. They're like, hey y'all, what's up? Hello, how you doing? So I really like to focus it here and on my nose and on my brow area. It just kind of helps make my brows lay down nice and smooth as well. Moving on to foundation. So this is a new brand that I came across on Instagram. It is called SKNY Dip Cosmetics. They have two products. So I bought these over the holidays. This first one here is the, let me make sure. Okay, this one here is the Swim in Your Skin True Intentions Tinted BB Cream. I like this. This is super sheer. It's going to give you like that your skin but better, a little bit of a glow. Like if I'm just running errands or want to throw a little something on my face, I'll use this in my shade, and this is no tan lines. However, the foundation that I have been using and loving for the past 2 weeks, this is the SKNY Dip Foundation, and this is called the True Intentions Hydrating Oil-Free Foundation. Now, I know what you're thinking, Amber, I'm oily. I don't do anything hydrating on my skin when it comes to foundation. Like I said earlier, I switch it up when it is winter time. I like to go for something that's more of a natural finish, not so much as far as like a super radiant dewy. Like I can even do a radiant, but dewy, no. I don't like anything dewy, but definitely this gives like the most natural, your skin but better type of glow to your face. It just looks bomb, and I wear it to work. I've worn it to work. I've worn it when I've gone out, and it just looks so good on the skin. So let's go ahead and put this on here. And my shade in this is Sahara Rose. I like this brand because it is a all-inclusive brand. I think that is the movement here. It even says it on their description in Instagram, inclusive beauty. So I'm down for that. Let me pull you guys in so you can see a little bit better. Alright, so what I'll do is I will apply it on this side of my face here, and then you'll get to see. I've been using a foundation brush, a Real Techniques brush recently, just because, I don't know, after the whole incident with the Huda Beauty sabotaging my skin, I just kind of haven't really been into the beauty blenders recently here. So as you can see, guys, it's already gone. I had some dark acne scarring there, and it immediately covered it up. I like this because it's just enough coverage. Most products that cover up my acne scarring immediately like that, they seem to be a little bit of a thick, not necessarily thicker, it's just, it seems to be a little bit more product. But with this, I like this because it is lightweight on the skin, and it literally gives you just enough coverage. It is a fuller coverage foundation, but it's different probably because it's not a matte full coverage. It is a hydrating full coverage, which means that you're not going to have that casket sharp look. You guys know that I hate and can't stand. I don't like that mask like. So this is what it's looking like on one side of my face already. As you can see, it just looks nice. It looks natural. It doesn't look like I have makeup on, and I love that. And then I am going to make sure I do press this into my skin, because with a foundation brush, the more you swirl it around on your face, it's gonna start to get streaky and we don't want any streaky mess. Where's Rocket? Where are you going, buddy? Then we're gonna move on to the other side of my face. That was 2 pumps. And boom, look. I feel like my skin looks healthy. And then when it dries down, it doesn't dry down like a matte foundation. You know what I mean? It's not super drying on the skin, which I think is fantastic, especially like I said, this time of year. I don't know. I just feel like when it's cooler out, matte foundations just aren't as flattering on the skin. That's just my opinion though. And so now basically I have no product on my brush and I'm just really going in and buffing it. Let's talk about this shade. This shade matches my skin 100%, which I was a little nervous about because this is, like I said, it's an online brand, so you really don't have too much to go off of it. One of my difficulties that I have is my forehead, the perimeter of my forehead is much darker than the rest of my face. So a lot of times what will happen is it'll match my face, but then I feel like you can see a line right here on the top of my forehead where the foundation might look a little bit lighter, but with this one it does not. It blends out easily. This is super easy to work with, so if you're a beginner, you know, you don't have to worry about this drying down on you so fastly that you can't blend it out. I've used it with a beauty blender and a Real Techniques brush and it works just fine. Alright, so SKNY Dip foundation. For a little bit of concealer here, I'm gonna go in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And I like to use this with my finger. I found that this concealer works best with my finger. So for my concealer lately, I've really been making sure to focus it in the inner corner of my eye because I feel like that is going to just give you that nice, bright, and awake look that I like. And then I'm just going to furthermore blend it out. Then taking the rest on my eyelid. And this concealer is totally fine to use on my skin. A lot of people I think were worried about it because it does say soft matte. If you are someone that has maybe a little bit more fine lines or drier under eye area, I feel like you can still use this. I sometimes feel like that's why you get more creasing with concealers. For instance, like if it's too watery or creamy, because you want your concealer to be a little bit more of a tackier, like not as fluid. You want something that's a little bit more of a solid, I feel like, because you have a less chance of it actually creasing and slipping around on you. Look at that, boom. Nice and natural. And then we can't leave my face like this. If you are dry, have at it. I'm oily, so we gotta, you know, we gotta make that little shine go away here. So taking my Sacha Buttercup powder here, and I am going to take my Real Techniques sponge. I am not baking with this. I am just simply pressing it into my skin. I don't ever bake just simply because I don't like the way it looks on me. If I am going to be taking photos for some reason, then yes, I'll do it, but just at an everyday basis, nah. I feel like using a damp sponge and pressing it into your skin is going to still give you that locked in makeup. Again, if you are someone that has drier skin, I would skip loose powder in the cool seasons and I would just do a pressed powder, like a mineralized skin finish or the Sephora Micro Smooth, something like that. That way you can still set everything into place, but it won't make you look super drying on the skin. You know what I mean? Something I do like to do, I do like to bake down the center of my nose. It's gonna give you that reverse contouring look that I like because I'm not a huge fan of strong nose contouring on myself, but you know. Speaking of contouring, I'm gonna take the ABH Tan to Deep Contour Kit. And I'm going to use the deepest shade. And I like this shade because there's no shimmer in it. And it's not too warm. My problem, like typically I go for more of a bronze look, but my bronzers that I would typically use are just too red for me right now because we are not in the warmer months, so I'm not extra chocolatey. So those don't really work with my skin tone right now, but this works just fine for the moment. Yes, Rocket. What do you want? What you want, little boo-boo? I don't have any more pretzels. Alright, go ahead and dust the remainder of this off here. And then for blush, I'm going to grab my favorite blush, the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. Quick little blush application tip. I found that using a smaller brush for your blush is going to keep your blush. I feel like sometimes blush brushes are too big, like this one, like even this is tapered and it works, but I like using a smaller one. That way you get more precision with your blush. You don't have to worry about it like expanding all over your face. I know blush can be a little bit tricky and scary for us sometimes, but I have found that just using a smaller brush really helps. And then you guys are about to see something magnificent. I'm going to put on some highlighter. I know, crazy. My favorite highlighter, which if I do put on highlighter, I don't even mention it because it's a limited edition, but it was from the Taraji and Matte collection. I love this. And this is just gonna give a little extra va-va-voom to the skin. I don't ever put it on the tip of my nose. I don't bring it all the way down, just all the way, and then right when I get to the tip, I stop. Alright, so I am going to finish up my eye makeup and then we'll come back. Alright guys, I am all finished with my makeup. I just threw on some eyeshadow, quick lip gloss, and this is the finished look. One thing that I might do, just depending on if I get a little too heavy-handed with the powder, is I'll just give myself a quick spray with the Mario Badescu facial spray. I like this spray because it's not going to give you a dewy, oily look, especially if you are someone that's oily skin. That's kind of like my only hang-up with these sprays. This is really good for just giving your skin that natural look, lived-in makeup versus that heavily super cakey. It just kind of basically makes everything melt and look seamless and as one. And then a few other things that I want to mention about SKNY Dip Foundation. They are non-parabens, no sulfates, no synthetic dyes or fragrances. They are made in the USA, cruelty-free, vegan, and non-comedogenic. That means if you have large pores like myself, it won't clog them, or if you have sensitive skin, it won't irritate your skin. That's going to complete today's look. I hope you guys enjoyed my wintertime foundation routine. Drop down below and let me know what your favorite foundation is to use over the winter time, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!